Okay, Elsia, yes, say he who comes equity must comes with what? Clean hands. Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah Abusia Sami Jemfi gold board ode nano esi ono. Abusia akwotwen papa no ne nsem bebre ede aba na Kevin Taylor aba abonten aba be exposing a big time on good board. Ebusia ye de omo a echese omo aba be kasa against ne created allegation on a good board no ye de honsem bebre aba. Ebusia ye say Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah ope obia NPP ni mu no na echese oyisa high authorities achi mafias ni free wa obia na oben Ken Ofori Atta na Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah. Abusia yes Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah according to Kevin Taylor no credit goes to loud silence TV. Kevin Taylor credit goes to him. Otie Kevin Taylor according to Kevin Taylor or say timer say Ken Ofori Atta e de buy say say yengu banks no omoko time sika e de be go banks no na Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah ene Ken Ofori Atta oka ho e na omotena ase a omhyehyɛ say adwuma no. And Ken Ofori Atta kra so promise no say obema ne dibre bi ewo ono ne side. Abusia Deputy Finance Minister Ken Ofori Atta promise no say odebema no according to Kevin Taylor, if I stand to be corrected. Na ohwe Ken Ofori Atta ne boni a wadia Kevin Taylor tra one Oppong Nkrumah so Oppong Nkrumah should shut up. Abusia mommy anko na yenkonkoti ensema Kevin Ekobedu Taylor credit goes to loud silence media. Unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so ensa into me enkebi aha Ghana Politics Avenue so madam say.
And you see Samuni mama menka bibi nkyerɛ mo. The first time I met Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah na one Ken Ofori Atta and a bar America na World Bank IMF conference no mobano. They contracted my company to cover the event They paid me over $10,000 for 3 days. That was my company. Abrofo and I'm employee in America. They shot the whole event. That was the first time I met Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah. Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah one Ken Ofori Atta enantiache. At a point, Ken Ofori Atta promised Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah say obey the deputy finance minister. That was the time na omo pese omo pamu kweku kwatin. I'm giving you the information. When they even came to the World Bank event, the deputy finance minister who was kweku kwatin or the deputy too, he was not even added to the entourage that came to the World Bank event. It was Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah who deputized Ken Ofori Atta. I was in the meetings with them. I sat with them. Throughout all the meetings, I was there. So I know what I'm talking to you about. Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah was promised deputy finance minister. And when a deputy finance minister at a point, he quailed in. You saw, say he wasn't speaking for the government. He was disappointed and deceived by Ken Ofori Atta. Say he was going to be the deputy finance minister. Do you know that Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah used to run a small bank? The banking closure, and Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah was part of the idea. Even that bank that he used to run as a savings and loans, that bank defaulted. No more their banker. Now, this is what happened. Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah learned very well from Ken Ofori Atta. And what he learned was that when you want to commit a crime, do not allow opposing views. In politics, when you want to commit a crime, when you want to use words to deceive the masses, never allow opposing views. It is also Ken Ofori Atta's style of leadership. It's like an autocratic kind of leadership whereby he controls the narrative. It was a Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah static gold board in Semno. He has never engaged any opposing views. He has never sat on any panel to share opinions and ideas on the allegations that he created. Also, Nyebi. It is the Ken Ofori Atta strategy. It is Obeka Sansem the to Hona, Obey press conference no, and Udaniye, and Okoshie Pono. what he does is, or the Ǎtř0c betum from him, then he stays back. Now, friends say, Ombra, na Ombe answer questions, detailed questions, sir, or say, I have my facts. So what he does is say, or the Ǎtř0c system, no we Johnny. Now, Obia bekan was we are no akofan krata bia bet now say, wo journalists, Medin can't send no questions, you know. So he picks his platforms he wants to speak on. It will be Obi, I want us to speak on my press conference. I know people are asking questions. These are the Q&As. This is what I want us to talk about. Into Kojo Oppong Nkrumah or set on one questions. No, I bet answer. From the day he did that press conference, our Ghanaians were saying, the person who alleged, nobody saw him on news file. When the person who is in charge of Gold Board, Sami Jemfi Betena Kunjum said, "Wo bra, na in seven of Bekano, Betchechem na Minchechem, no Kojo Oppong Nkrumah never came." But interestingly, and the Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is all over the place and granting interviews, and he is the Lone Ranger. He is the only person sitting on TV and putting together his own document, asking his own questions and setting his questions and answering them. That is how diabolic. So Kojo Oppong Nkrumah really learned from Ofori Atta. Into who study when Ofori Atta was the finance minister, he never sat on any platform with anybody with opposing views except on Nkrumah. So when he goes to City, it is just him. When he goes to Joy, it is just him. And that is the blueprint Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is adapting. And it's a very diabolic, dangerous kind of politics. Because what it happens, and they say, Sani Panabet to me abeto atro atuni pebiso. Obe guni pedi bi mienu ase. Na wa twe no ho. Yaka so me yin one wa omma. Say ufri ope no aba no asabe twa atro. And that is the consistency we have now seen in Kojo Oppong Nkrumah's kind of politics. For some time now, what he does is Okan to obiso. Now akotete. Nipa no eba se ombrembe ya no a ose omma. Nipa no kwa no picking the radio station and TV stations. Now wasabe change narrative no. Inti Ofori Atta, that is how Ofori Atta was able to go through the mill without us being able to stop him. Because at this point, who is opposing his views? Nobody. Who is telling him you are lying? Nobody. Majority of the people he's sitting in front as journalists talking to them, no, they have limited time to scrutinize him. When Kojo Oppong Nkrumah ever Peace FM, UTV, most of the people sitting there, no, they are like you and myself. They don't have in-depth knowledge about what he has brought. It is the people who are in charge of the day-to-day running of Bank of Ghana and Gold Board who are the ones who are supposed to give us the in-depth analysis and knowledge and answers to what he alleged. But Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, instead of him to do that, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah says, no, I am not going to meet the person who is Sami Jemfi for Sami Jemfi to also question me. So I will sit back. After Sami Jemfi goes, I will come and lie. And that is what Kojo Oppong Nkrumah did the whole day. But Nyame on Pebone, on say, a liar is always a liar, and a liar who has a big head is like a lion. And you see, and the oya debi, and I didn't know you could see point, I've Ghana for sure and almost straight. Today, he admitted, say, you know something? On a press conference, they never stated anywhere, say, Gold Board, Aboka 214. What he is doing now is that he is trying to stay between two institutions. Intimikaise ende omofre the Greek minister. And our Greek minister Busan emphatically say, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, you did a press conference. Who can a press conference say Gold Board and Aboka $214 million. Do you still stand by it? The Greek minister Busan no Kojo Oppong Nkrumah on TV can say on it he did not say that, but he is now saying there is a connivance between Bank of Ghana and Gold Board. The reason why Sami Jemfi popped up on TV to defend and make it clear, say, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah say, oh, and that and Gold Board Neboka. Now there is a collaboration between Gold Board and Bank of Ghana. It's in the press conference and the on one certain TV so can say Gold Board Mboka 214 million. Let's listen to Kojo Oppong Nkrumah the press conference now have here no.
Boka $214 million. Ewo gold enyuma kuwa hodo Bank of Ghana ni Gold Board. Omo eto edibia boa ye reserves ana omo to aton. Na gold ye to boka. Ya boka $214 million. Ye cry odom kuma mu no de. Sɛ mobɛkae a brom di gold board emra no ba March ɛne start board kokose nhyehyɛ no ma hyehyɛ no. Mfitiase na gold board a limited liability company. Te sɛ om de akɔ de chia kɔ ne corporation a emfaso nsi o mani so. Enti ɛka bɔ ne de sɛnea na o ma hyehyɛ o nneɛma no. Ye baby ɛbɛba ye kan March. Om se emfa ya sɛ mpankodo. As at September, o ma boka 214 million. Ye koso ye sese me ni nua no begina yi. Ye sese a afini nkɔ na wie no. Ni aboka $300 million. Sa $300 million no mini anu me teacher fo a mo wie school a mo tifia ni ese e be ma mo automatic posting a emba e no. Sa mo sika no ebi na ene ye de abo sa aka na e wo se ye hwehwe taxpayer sika de kokotua. Nurse fo a mo wie a mo hia djuma ye ma mo financial clearance. Sa sika ne nke de be ma mo financial clearance no eno ne de aboka 214 million na e ko 300 million. Contractor for a yenti or moka, ukrom kwan aka yen wie no. Sika nke betumi de aye ho adwuma no. Eno na nhyehyɛ bɔne aban we say wa be nti no. Ya boka be 300 million. Na nhyehyɛ bɔne no ma ye ne bi ne say first no, abra MPP ye de gold for reserves program by na Bank of Ghana Tony Gold. No de aboa ye reserves. Ne ye moka. Ene aban ne ba ye no, wo yi adwuma kuo ba ko pɛ e friend block. No de ni na ahye ne nsa so no no ntom fa ma gold board. Na gold board so mba beton ma Ghana na mfimfin no nkofo didi e na Ghana ye den ye boka $214 million eko $300 million eno ti dom kuma na ye wo parliament no say na yesie ye de
So from one explanation at the press conference no gold board and agisika no and ya boka Bank of Ghana this Kanama gold board and a gold board na also go to gold na gold board na aboka from your own press conference. And this is a gentleman. First I know T radios na nkofo buni pa. First na man for say we dia onim nyansa. We dia odi no kre. You see, or making statement we nyina wie no. He forgot himself say what can emphatically won the press conference mu say. Gold board no from September, Embassy and the gold board aboka 300 million. That was his own statement. Or see, from September, according the end of the year, no, now gold board aboka $300 million. So far, aboka $140 million. Kanya could do point we can say. Bank of Ghana and a tam sika edema gold board. Now when they did sika go to gold no, and a gold board. So technically, all his statement was based on gold board at their inception. He started by saying it was a limited whatever and became a corporation, and that gold board is not in for profit. So all his press conference was based on gold board taking money from Bank of Ghana and making losses. As simple as that. And the UTV in the Oppong Nkrumah. Now the CEO of gold board about today, he has come out, he has spoken to the facts, he has brought his evidence. Do you still stick to that statement to say Sami Jemfini gold board aboka ewo Ghana $214 million? This is Oppong Nkrumah.
Costs. Abba. Na anyone the any day, na greater public good.
The same argument here, but Kojo can't say many aje. What can say many aje? What say? Momo press conference, no?
Yeah.
One kind of baby affair. Sami Jemfini gold board na aboka.
In fact, if I want to make video ni na, me address a press conference. Issues 4 ni raise here, my list issues ni na.
No, me just say, but you say, man can be affair. Gold board and aboka.
Me say your press issue dia say ya boka 214 million to 300 million based on the interaction between Bank of Ghana and the gold board. And I cry the company and no be anti ni dida. I friend Bar Rock ebe kan. Asemo e kan. It is a one case set to a question normally no mu. You somebody no clear there.
Gold board aboka. I'm off for na kan keke. I agree with you. Any problem?
Yeah, you press conference. No, my sense is studio. I said you.
If I don't know, the same argument here, but Kojo can't say many aje. What can say many aje? What say? Momo press conference, no?
Yeah.
One kind of baby affair. Sami Jemfini gold board na aboka.
In fact, if I want to make a video ni na, me address a press conference. Issues 4 ni raise here. My list issues ni na.
No, me just say, but you say, man kind of baby affair. gold bond and aboka.
Me say your price is say your boka 214 million to 300 million based on the interaction between Bank of Ghana and the gold board. And I cry the company and no be anti leader. I friend Bar Rock ebe count.
Like I say.
It is a monga say to am question normally no mu. Eh you somebody no clear there.
Conference no. Gold board aboka. Amount for na kan keke. I agree with you. And you have any problem
now? Yeah, come press conference. No, my sense is studio. I said you.
If I try no,
I say, you better brena. Baba, where do you say
overseas? And this one is a totally different program.
Oh, say, you see the kind of people they are. I say, you didn't bet na TV so we say. Erikopoku say, I send a kind of press conference. No, who did not see gold board aboka? Who did not say sasem no na? Or see. Yeah, press conference. Nti asem yo kachire no kachire PZ for. Or say the interaction between Bank of Ghana and Gold Board who asem no oka. Now, why is it so when you came out to speak on the matter, you did not actually dwell on Bank of Ghana? Because if anything, Bank of Ghana gave the money to Gold Board. But you started talking about the inception of Gold Board being converted from a limited to a corporation and also an aggregator, which does not, at the end of the day, fall in any of the conversation. But also right now, he wants to stand between Bank of Ghana and Gold Board and trying to say, oh, me dem nsa to mumienu kom into the America no na yo mumienu. Kojo Oppong Nkrumah is a liar. And so on say omo communicators no any omo Bawumia Ofori nyina no the attack was on Sami Gemfi abo ye kasei Gold Board abo ye kasei and so etikasi anga se betena ase no bosompra ebetena ase no or CO he was talking about the interaction between okwasi ampenya wote swami awudi matem. Do you understand that language he used? The interactions between Gold Board and Bank of Ghana. When somebody says the interaction, is interaction illegal? Interaction can mean anything. It could be meetings. It could be agreements. It could be exchange of ideas. Interaction could mean anything. So you cannot base of interaction between Bank of Ghana and Gold Board and make a conclusion that Sami Gemfi and Gold Board aboka $240 million. Where Jimmy? Where did you learn your English and your grammar? Interaction could mean anything. It could be exchange of money. It could be exchange of ideas. It could be exchange of policies. It could be exchange of anything. When people interact, it does not automatically become illegal. It won't mean because based on the interaction between Gold Board and Bank of Ghana, there is a loss. No. But in your own presser, you dwelled more on Gold Board taking money from Bank of Ghana or Bank of Ghana giving money to Gold Board and Gold Board misusing the money. You were supposed to be specific. You want to open a probe. You are opening a probe into Bank of Ghana or you are opening a probe into Gold Board. You are confused as shit. And these are the people, we are calling them honorables. These are ignorant people. They ride on Jandam. The young people know, Oma Diaboniache. Na meka Ibrahim Mahama. Time na NDC wapa Mokai Murefi. Time Ibrahim Mahama everything. All the works on the ground spent money to dig a bauxite in Ghana as an indigenous Ghanaian company. MPP for when a started Jandam. They put a narrative on it. This is the time ana NDC war power. Ana Ibrahim Mahama. The engineers and planners wanted to mine bauxite in Ghana.
BFM 104.3. Who to meet that?
Yabaye, Sanka, your bauxite industry. Sanka, Mahama, Nini, Sanka Omokofa. Arawa. Edemano, virtually, the company near Edemano. But here to make dinner and also, I compare $2 billion at the Abba through Sino-Hydro project. I know ya de bay ya quine. In Canipaba, Kuni, Busiomo, free. Get free, ya dia Ghana for a benya for Zobia, a young faso and umbenya. But because of a nuntino, ye benya interchange watamale for the first time in our history. Ye benya interchange takrade for the first time in our history. A lot of bridges here, beye. In Canipaba, cook of us at you. Nipaba, and your new patriotic party in a buyer. Yako feather. yate an authority ebehwe boxai so na Ghana fo nyina yenya ho faso na nkoye nipa ba akopɛ emfa so na nka ono de atojet verse mienu miensa na da ne ho edodo no kakra no wakɔ tra Dubai akɔgirani ni Dubai na ɔkɔ no ɛno na yɛde bɛyɛ akwan yɛde ayɛ bridges yɛde ayɛ interchanges na menewo yɛ ho atɔyɛ ɛno ho faso ɛna yɛ nyinaa no yɛnya no.
These are the kind of people we were dealing with. Mumuzam say interchanges in a way, $2 billion no interchanges in a way, acquire in a way, bridges in a way, almost the Ǎtř0c 82 billion in na. Cause send way continue PCFM after I did to me ma omo. Cause I'm paying West Africa so general secretary. A petition way and can way. Kromfo Jimmy way. The whole thing one more petition to me that say Jimmy way. And these fools, and this is what they do, this is what they are good at. Where in your expertise? Mumuza Jimmy way say, acquire way, interchanges in a way, takradi interchanges in a way, bridges in a way. Where is the $2 billion in Kwasiafuasifo? And we sat and watched these fools who have been incorporated into a political party exhibiting the highest form of Nikompuism and monkeyism. And we still sit here and we are allowing them to create the narrative again. This is NPP narrative 101. And then Oppong Nkrumah starting. He's a liar. The money has jumped from 240 million. Now he's saying 300 million. These are people we cannot allow close to power again. They are disease of human beings. These are crazy people. These are people we cannot trust. And we need to understand. Say a man go forward too much chance. These munafikis, these political bandits, these political jogbusters, this mockery of monkeyism attitude, characteristics of animal kingdom for way, to me, they are just going to mess us up.
Okay, I was young when I ensma a course so our political highway. So Kevin Taylor and Tř0 түүblě Kwadwo Oppong Nkrumah na sema okokan endra obetu bi maneno ene enso asanso atenase Tř0c ne bond with Ken Ofori Atta sisi awadwane akwakoshe obi man so no ne bond with Ken Ofori Atta no abusua ode ababonte ayenso yede ehonsem erebremo unsubscribe here subscribe like na share ma afofro so ensa into me enkebi Ghana Politics Avenue so and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that any updates be ever dropping on so onsa ebi to me aka bedamase.